Hey guys, welcome back to Pawpaw Storytime. It is Sunday. It is almost 5 o'clock, so we're about right on time. This is about our average for Sundays, I think. I got my Swifty button on. Grandkids, I got the hoodie, my red Mr. Rogers hoodie that I got from my governor with the kids' names on it. Raylan, Lena, Jace, Oliver, Sabea, Maddie, Nicholas, Nate, Mia, and Abby. The main people that I do this for. Let me see. I didn't have anything laid out this time. I don't think I have a whole lot of stuff to read. I did show you guys this last time. I'm not going to turn the camera around either, so everything's going to be a little backwards this time. But this deal here that we bought at the Overland Park Street Art Festival a couple weekends ago or whatever, that says, Kindness Magic. Kindness Magic. It was made by an artist. We bought it, and I wrote this deal here because I touched base a little bit on this last week. I'm gonna try to give this away, and I know there's not that many of you guys that watch this, probably even less on a regular basis, but we're gonna do this where you can do different things and earn a number of entries. We'll probably start this the first story time in July, and we'll run it all the way through to like my birthday. So if you donate a book to Storytime off of the Reading Rainbow wish list, which we're gonna get typed up this week, and I'll start sharing it maybe in the comments with check marks by books we've already gotten. I know that we've gotten one already. That is Where the Wild Things Are, I think. If you donate a book to Storytime from that wish list, it's worth 5 entries. If you add a gift to the prize pot, like the spoon that goes with this, then you'll get 3 entries. If you do a like and a comment, I say like, but like any kind of reaction and a comment, it has to be the combo because it's easier for me to track. You'll get 2 entries. And even if you comment, I usually can't respond to it during story time anyways. I usually I'll just catch up with the comments afterwards. And if you do a share, if you share the story time, it'll be worth 2 entries too. And I'm going to leave that written just like that on the spoon, in the cup, off to the side. First story time in July is when we're going to start doing that. And I guess we can just jump right into our stories here. Grandma Lovey got me a book the other day, and although I don't think it's exactly what it was intended for, it reads like I can probably use this for openings and closings along with our Fred Rogers books and our little House Book of Wisdom and our Don't Sweat the Small Stuff books. So this is going to be, let me change this real quick here, see if that makes any difference. Okay, I didn't have the computer on in the background. But it's called Feeling Grateful, How to Add More Goodness to Your Gladness. It's written by Kobi Yamada, illustrated by Charles Santoso. And if I read everything to the very first part this week, and then next time we'll read to the others, it says, the very beginning says, how are you grateful? And in what ways do you feel it? Gratitude transforms everything it touches. It enhances beauty, reveals character, amplifies possibility. It opens hearts and lifts spirits. Even challenges and setbacks become something different. Feeling grateful creates its own good energy and abundance, filling us with joy and fresh perspective. It is a way of being, a way of caring, a way of living. And when we are grateful, there is so much more to be grateful for. And it's one of the things I can definitely testify that's in my life now that didn't used to be there since I've turned my life around these last, 10 years or so. Gratitude. Gratitude isn't just something you have, it's something you learn and develop. It's a life skill. You can grow your capacity for gratefulness. You can cultivate your ability to pause, to look around, to be surprised and delighted by the world around you. When you slow down, you can better honor and feel the gift of each moment and the opportunity that comes with it. Life is a gift, and it is for you. The best things in life often aren't things at all. They're experiences lived, emotions felt, and connections made. These are the things that sparkle in our memory, and it is when we are feeling grateful that we can perform our most beautiful acts and appreciate our most treasured moments. I think that's where we'll stop. We'll put the bookmark in there. And this little guy, he's going to be on every other page as we read, I believe. Stick this over here, and we'll put that back in the lineup. And this week we are reading a children's book about being selfish. It's one of the Help Me Be Good books by Joy Berry. And we're just going to jump right in here. This book is about Katie and her friend Sam. Reading about Katie and Sam can help you understand and deal with being selfish. Have you ever been with people who would not share their food with you? May I please have some? No. Says the frog. Have you ever played with people who would not share their toys with you? May I play with one of your toys? Says Sam. No, says Katie. Drat, says the frog. People who do not share are selfish. They care more about themselves than others. Ribbit, that means selfish in frog. I think this series of books is going to have that little frog being a pretty important little character. It almost feels like half an instigator. When you're with someone who is selfish, how do you feel? What do you think? What do you do? When you are with someone who is selfish, you might feel left out, frustrated, and angry. You might not want to be with that person. Will you play with me? Katie says. No, thank you. No, I don't think so, said Sam and the frog. It is important to treat others the way you want to be treated. If you want others to share with you, you need to share with them. You need to be unselfish. May I paint too? Sure. Pass the yellow, please. Being unselfish does not mean that you have to share all your things all the time. Sometimes you cannot share. Gosh, what should I do? I have only one sucker. How can I share it with Tammy? Maybe I used too much yellow, says the frog. That's cool though, because he's trying to figure out how to share, even though he doesn't have enough. Put the food away if you do not have enough to share. Try not to eat in front of someone who does not have anything to eat. Do you want to play? Yes. Let's play leapfrog, says the frog. Try to be fair if you're going to share. Here's a good rule for dividing something. Let one person divide, let the other person choose. I'll cut the piece of cake, and you choose which half you want. That's fair. I prefer flies, said the frog. You might not want to share something that is special to you. Do not use the special thing in front of someone else unless the person does not want to use it. The person has something else to use. This red car is very special to me. Could you use the blue one? Sure. I have a special lily pad, said the frog. You do not have to share with anyone who is careless. Put your things away if you think they might be lost or damaged. The last time Sarah got into my things, she ruined them. I'd better put them away. I'd better hop out of here, says the frog. You can help other people take care of the things you share with them by doing these things. Show them how your things work. Show them how to take care of your things. You may play with my tape recorder, but I want to show you how it works, and you have to promise you won't take it outside. I promise. Then may I use it? Said the frog. Be fair. If there is only one of something, that must be shared by 2 or more people. Take turns using it. Let each person use it for an equal length of time. You can use a clock or a timer to help keep track of the time. My time is up. It's your turn. Then will it be my turn? Says the frog. Thought that dude wanted to play leapfrog. He can't even ride a big wheel. If you want to be happy, you should treat other people the way you want to be treated. This means you should not be selfish, because you do not want other people around you to be selfish too. Goodbye, said the frog. The end. It's another good one. Life lessons. Help me be good books, right? And this we're going to close with, I always say close with like this is the last thing that we do, and it's not, but close out the readings with a reading from Don't Sweat the Small Stuff with Your Family. Simple ways to keep daily responsibilities and household chaos from taking over your life by Dr. Richard Carlson. We're on chapter 11, page 29. A subtle yet major contributor to sweating the small stuff for many people is the failure to live from the heart. Instead, many people fall into routines out of default, or because someone else seems to be doing something, or because it seems like the right thing to do. For example, people often choose careers that their parents wanted for them, or because of some perceived status or some other external measure. Or some parents will put their kids into certain activities or dress them in certain clothes simply because everyone else is doing it. Still, others will struggle to buy a home instead of renting an apartment because they've heard it was part of the American dream. Or they will, in some other way, live beyond their financial means because they are trying to keep up with the Joneses. Living from your heart means that you choose a life and lifestyle that are true for you and your family. It means you make important decisions because they resonate with your heart and your own values, and not necessarily with those of others. Living from your heart means that you trust your own instincts more than the pressures from advertising or the expectations of society, neighbors, and friends. Living from your heart, however, does not mean you become a rebel, break family tradition, or become different from everyone else. It's far more subtle than that. Living from the heart is about trusting that quiet voice within you that emerges when you quiet down enough to listen to it. It's that voice that speaks to you from a place of wisdom and common sense, instead of from frantic chatter and habit. When you trust your heart rather than your habits, new insights will pop into your mind. These insights can be anything from the idea to move to a different town to the realization of the necessity to break a destructive habit, to an answer of how to communicate differently with someone you love. You might also have insights about who you choose to spend time with, as well as new ways to solve problems. It all starts from listening to your heart. A failure to live from the heart creates a great deal of internal conflict, which in turn encourages you to become short-tempered, easily bothered, and reactive. Deep down, you know what is true for you, what kind of life you want to be living, and what type of person you want to be. If your actions are inconsistent with your deeper wisdom, however, you will feel frustration and stress. As you learn to live from your heart, these tendencies will gradually fade away and you will become calmer, happier, and less stressed. You will be living your life instead of everyone else's. The way to live more from your heart is to commit to doing so. Ask yourself questions like, how do I really want to live my life? Am I following my own path, or am I doing things simply because I've always done them that way, or because I'm living up to someone else's expectations? Then simply quiet down and listen. Rather than trying to come up with an answer, see if you can allow the answers to come to you, as if out of the blue. If you want to become more peaceful and a whole lot happier, this is a good place to start. Living from your heart is one of the foundations of inner peace and personal growth. It will encourage you to be kinder and a great deal more patient. Give it a try. You'll be surprised, even delighted at what you might discover. And I can attest to this as well. When I turned my life around, there's a whole lot of things that changed. I started listening to my own heart. I got away from things that didn't necessarily seem bad to other people, but they weren't working for me. And now I'm in a much better place, much more peaceful place, and I'm definitely happier than I ever have been in my life. And I get to do these story times for you guys. Okay, I'll turn around and do the song real quick, right? And I moved it, put it up on the brick. And it says, I'll be back when the week is new, and I'll bring more ideas for you. And you'll have things you'll want to do, and I will too. I'll think of you when I'm not here, 'cause thinking of people makes them seem near. The friends who know you love you cheerfully, and I do too. And before we go, remember that I love you guys for being exactly who you're supposed to be. You're the only one that gets to decide that. Ever. If you pay any attention to any of the things that get read, parents or kids, you'll understand that as we go along. And just like our minds, just like our books, work better when they're open. Open minds will get you further in life. I love you guys very much, and I'll see you next week. Bye.